Y'all, wait. Can we get into these airy play leggings? Like what? What?
Missing someone with all your.
This intro thing's always so awkward. Cause I feel like even when I approach people in real life, I don't be like, what's up? I barely even hug anyone. Can't do it. What is up? That was not good. What is up, YouTube? I am back with another Monday video. I said I was gonna keep posting on Mondays. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. It's honestly pretty doable, honestly. That was a reach, but that's the goal I set for myself. So I reached it and pat on the back for me. So guys, I'm back with another video. You guys don't care about that. You guys care about today's title of the video, which is 6 things that I wish I knew before starting my fitness journey. I think that since the school year is about probably like 3 or 4 weeks away now, for high school and college students, we usually start like the end of August, especially here in Texas. I don't know if you guys start in September where you live, whatever the case may be. What I do know is that during this time, whenever you're starting a new school year for students, it's like January 1st. Like you're making academic goals, like GPA wise, you're making like organizational goals, like what orgs you're gonna join. You're making career goals if you're in college and you're a senior like me and you're like, what am I about to do in my life? But you're also, especially in the rise of health and fitness, I know many college students are also setting goals about their fitness, and whether that be getting back into the swing of things after a full quarantine summer of chilling on the couch, or you've just never trained before and you're like, this is the year. Maybe you're a freshman, you're going to college and you're like, I'm getting my life together, I'm gonna start training, I'm gonna go to the gym, da-da-da-da-da. So this video is for anyone in between those two ends of the spectrum, because no matter what part of the spectrum you're on, everyone's starting from square one. That's kind of what a new semester or a new school year kind of represents. I couldn't think of the vocabulary word, and that may still not have been the best one. Anyways, so I thought I would share with you guys some things that I wish I would have known at the beginning of my fitness journey. And I say that kind of lightly because I'm very grateful for the lessons that I did learn, and I'm grateful because now I'm able to share them like on a platform like this and kind of educate and guide you guys. But it would have saved me a lot of time and a lot of mental turmoil, because though now my relationship with fitness is very healthy, it was not always super healthy. So hopefully this will get you guys like 6 steps ahead of me when I started my freshman year of college. No pun intended. That was actually really funny. Like 6 and 6, like 6 things. Anyways, there's literally no one here talking to myself. I'm literally talking to myself. But being new to fitness, I know, can be really intimidating, especially if you're someone who is considering going back into the gym, or if you're someone that's comfortable going back into the gym. Especially for females, I know that whenever you're like first getting into fitness, your like lack of confidence or competence can really like not make you feel good at the gym. You may walk into the gym and you might go home. If you're training at home, it maybe look a little bit different. But either way, I think all of kind of like the hesitance to begin a new training regimen is just like lack of guidance or lack of understanding, and I want to be able to guide you guys in the right direction. I mean, if you feel like you're someone who needs like really specific and tailored guidance and you're looking for a health and fitness coach, feel free to connect with me. I would love to be your coach via my Instagram platforms, via DM, or both of my email addresses in my Instagram platforms as well. So shoot me an email, that's actually preferred, so that we can talk about some rates about building and shaping a regimen that is right for you. But other than that, that's all I got for intro. We're gonna get into the 6 tips. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible, but I'm learning and filming YouTube videos that I can talk so much. Like literally no one's here and I'm gonna keep talking. So yeah, I'm gonna get right into it and shut up. Tip number 1. If you guys see me like periodically to the video, like looking at my laptop and then looking at the camera, oh my God, my battery's dying. Oh my god, and my freaking sports bra tan line is disgusting. Okay, so I'm back. I actually just recently bought a second battery. YouTube tings. Actually, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. I feel like I have coffee in all my videos. Anyways, so we're starting with tip number 1. Tip number 1, and I feel like everyone says this, like everyone, even like the fake fitness girls that I don't even get me into the fake fitness girls, but you cannot spot treat areas on your body with fitness. You might be able to do it with like surgery, cool, but like you can't do that with fitness. I feel like most girls that come to me, whether it be friends or prospective clients or just like peers, everyone wants to know like how you can get abs and like grow a really big butt, like what training regimen that you can do for that, and there is none. Actually, you literally can't do that at the same time. And you also have no control of it. Like you have no control. And most girls that like sell plans on this, like they'll have you do legs on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and like abs on Tuesday, Thursday. And it might feel like you're spot treating something because you like feel it in those muscles, but you're not doing anything. Literally. Not like not doing anything, but like you're not like slimming down your abs and like making your butt really big just because you feel like a muscle contraction there. Like you're not doing anything. And honestly, it would be quite hard to do both of those at the same time, because for something to grow, like say you want your butt to grow, you're gonna have to be lifting heavier, you're gonna be eating a little bit more. And it's not only your butt muscle that's gonna grow if you're training, like your whole body is made of muscle, so everything's gonna grow. So when you're eating a lot, your abdomen's gonna grow. Like it's just not, don't think that you can spot treat fat on your body. You may have an idea of where your fat goes, like genetically, like if you're like, nah, when I gain weight, it goes to my face, or it goes to my arms, or it goes to my butt, or it goes to my stomach, whatever. Like you can know that, but like there's no like, yeah, let's just like really eat a lot. I'm gonna do 60 hip thrusts and my butt's gonna get big and my waist is gonna be snatched. Cut it. If you wanna really lose fat, you're gonna lose fat wherever you lose it. It might be your whole body, it might be your stomach, it might be your butt, which you might be not doing yourself a disservice if you're trying to grow your butt. But you have to be eating in a caloric deficit. You have to be eating less calories. Point blank. Period. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is progress does not always have to be something that you physically see on your body. And it honestly, in the beginning, if you're on either end of these spectrums that I talked about before, like you're getting back into training or you're just starting training, the progress that you're going to see is going to be like how you feel. Like you're going to feel like exercises are getting easier. Things aren't going to feel as hard over time. You might be able to do 3 rounds of this exercise when 2 weeks ago you could only do 1 round of it. Those are the kinds of progress you're going to see in the beginning. So just don't even set up your mind to think like in 2 weeks, like my butt's going to look like Kim K. Honestly, I wouldn't even want my ass to look like Kim K's, to be honest. Maybe like Courtney or Kylie's or something. Because anyways, that was just a bad analogy in general, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So if you kind of set your mind up to know like that's already not going to be the deal, before you start training, you won't be as discouraged whenever you are in training. You're like 3 weeks on the road and you expect it. It's only because you only get disappointed when you make expectations, and then when you don't meet those expectations, you get disappointed, and when you get disappointed while you're training, you're discouraged to even continue training, and then you're just not building anything. Just know your progress is going to be probably a lot more mental, feeling wise, before you actually start seeing results. And then also, if you are still on that spectrum, if you're just starting training, in the beginning, you're probably going to see a lot more results in the beginning phases of your training than like a few months down the line. That's just how it works. For instance, me, as a very trained individual, my progress happens at a lot slower rate than someone who's just starting out. Someone that's just starting out is going to see like, bam, crazy results. For me, I've been training like outside of being like a track athlete before now. I've been basically training for like 4 years straight. So I'm not gonna have that crazy progress. So just know, just because you can't see it in the mirror don't mean it's not happening, sis. That's it. Number 3. We're halfway through, so I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. So number 3 is small goals matter. I like to call them micro goals. So honestly, when anyone becomes a client of mine, yes, everyone has like a macro goal in mind, whether it be like they want to lose weight or they want to gain muscle or they want to build their stamina. those are macro goals, right? That's just something that you see like way down the line. I think it's important to set micro goals in between that, because when all you have is like looking at yourself in the mirror, or just looking at yourself in general, whether that be looking like internally, all you have to compare is like who you are right now and like that end goal. It is also really easy to be discouraged, like, because you have nothing else to really gauge, or like you don't feel like you're accomplishing much. If you set these micro goals, and I'm talking things as small as like, it can be like how fast you ran a mile, it can be running a mile this week without stopping. Things that you can set on like a weekly, or in some cases even like a daily basis, makes you feel like you are attaining something and you are growing, because you are, even without setting these goals, you're growing. But you need to be aware that you're growing in order to build the lifestyle for yourself. If you don't feel like you're growing, it's going to be like anything. Like if you don't feel like you're growing, you're just going to quit. And I don't want you to quit. I don't want you to quit, because I want you to feel the empowerment that I feel so bad. That's literally why I made this channel. I want y'all to feel it. Ugh. Okay. Number 4. This is like my biggest like pet peeve or something. I don't know. I don't even say the word pet peeve. I don't know why I just said that. But it's like, this is something that I feel like people sometimes will look at my page and be like, oh my god, you can only do that because you used to be an athlete. Like, no. With that being said, number 4 is, you do not have to be an athlete. And I say athlete as in someone who plays sports, to do like some of the movements and exercises that you guys see. Like, just because you see a football player or a basketball player or a volleyball player doing something does not mean you cannot do that kind of exercise. I've gotten comments on this on my personal page. Like, people are like, oh, like middle-aged women, like, I can't do that kind of movement. Like, that's for X kind of athlete. And my mantra is that everyone is an athlete. If you are training to perform better in some area of life, our playing field just looks different than someone who plays sports. So I think everyone is an athlete. So you don't have to be an athlete to do pre-workout mobility. You don't have to be an athlete to have set recovery routines. You don't have to be an athlete or a basketball player to do side shuffles, okay? You don't. And honestly, if an exercise is good enough to be in a top tier sports person's training regimen, why would some variation of that exercise not serve you well? Tell me. You can't. You can't tell me, period. So that's 4. Number 5 is, bro, you do not go oh my god! You do not have to go ham in a workout for it to matter. Like, bro, this is something I'm kind of still preaching to myself, because this honestly has been, or was, honestly it's still something that I struggle with. I used to, when I first started my fitness training my freshman year, I used to be in the gym for like 2 hours. Clearly I had a lot more time than I have on my hands now, because don't even know where I'd find said time. I used to spend like 2 hours in the gym, and if it was like a leg day, like I wanted to not even be able to walk to my car, and I'd be in the car like, damn, I had a good workout. And then it'd be days like I would go and I would just do like upper body and some core and like barely sweat, and I'd be like, well, might as well come to the gym as soon as it opens tomorrow, because that was pointless, weak, actually you suck, like that. Like I was on that kind of shit, and that is not healthy, because then again you're just setting this excessive standard, and you can't grow when you, like, literally no one else is putting this expectation on you. I think it just looks like everyone else is doing that, and honestly, if anyone else is doing that, you do not need to be trying to emulate them. You just don't, because I just feel like that's just not realistic. It's like, honestly, at this point, if you're in college, you got time to train for 2 hours when you got a class, you gotta go to work, and then you gotta, like, dude, no. The goal is not to run your body into the ground. The goal is to be able to perform better in real life, feel better, while also looking better at the same time. And if your body doesn't feel better, you're not gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to train efficiently, and you're not gonna feel good. And then training's just not enjoyable when you're literally like in the gym, like like screaming. I don't like that. And I'm sure if you're screaming like that, you don't like it either, unless that's just how you are. And if that's how you are, this is a no judgment zone. But I'm just saying, Don't give yourself another reason to be disappointed in yourself. And lastly, number 6, we've made it to the home stretch. Thinking about how long this is gonna be when I edit it. I've said it in many posts before, but like, you can't out-train a bad diet. Like, you can't go and have like a kick-ass workout and then like pull up to Chick-fil-A right after and be like, let me get a number 1 with American cheese, no pickles, 2 Chick-fil-A sauces. Like, that's just not how the game goes. Also, going on like a strict diet like for 4 or 5 weeks is also not going to fix your problem, because when you restrict yourself in these ways, when you're eating these foods on a diet, like if you're eating kale salad every day on your diet and you don't like your diet and you feel like you're restricting yourself, what's the likelihood that you're ever going to buy kale again after your diet? You're not, because you're going to associate it with like that miserable, like, hey, I'm on a diet feeling. So instead, what I wish I would have learned is to focus on what foods made me feel good and what would draw a balance for me, rather than just like eating grilled chicken and broccoli and brown rice every single day for dinner, having like only protein oatmeal for breakfast, like all of this crazy stuff that I was doing because I thought I had to, and then I would like go ham on the weekends and eat pizza and and I thought that food was making me feel really good, and it was just making me resent healthy food. And it was just like this backwards thing. I feel like eventually, once you kind of find your balance, all these foods that you think make you feel really good, they're not going to make you feel as good anymore. Like, I don't get super hyped to eat pizza and stuff anymore. Like, I'll still go and have pizza, like, if I crave it. But I also know that when I have pizza now, or I say pizza. Man, I had a whole pizza last night. I would never just have a piece of pizza. If I'm going to eat it, I'm going to eat it. But my point is, I also know after I eat something like that, now, like, I'm not going to feel like, yes, I feel like laying in bed. That's it, food coma. So that is just my point on that. Dieting is not the go-to. Building a lifestyle is a go-to. And you don't have to go super crazy in that sense. So you guys, to conclude today's video, I really just want to like drive home the point that really what fitness and your journey is about is like finding enjoyment, because if you're not finding enjoyment, you're not going to keep doing it. And this is something that you want to continue to do. When people say they want to start eating healthier, like, they don't mean they want to just start eating healthier and just do it this year. They mean they want to be able to continue to do it. And if you feel like that and you feel like you haven't been successful in it before, it's probably because you just haven't struck what enjoyment looks like for you, whether that be food wise or whether it be your training regimen. And that is the key. That is the key. So your journey is about learning, just how like your journey in school is about you learning stuff in class. Your journey at work is so that you can gain more skill sets and build your resume. The same thing here, like you're learning what fits for you, and you don't have to have a whole bunch of crazy resources to get started. You don't have to have a gym membership. Quarantine has showed us that. We don't have to have that. And you don't have to have a cabinet full of supplements either. You don't need pre-workout and BCAAs and 6 jars of protein to start either, even though Instagram may make it seem like that. You don't. I hope that the tips that I gave you today kind of just give you a little bit more of like a solid foundation of like, okay, I kind of know what to expect. I got a little bit of the real spiel. Again, like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you are looking for a fitness coach, again, connect with me via email or through my Instagram. That's all I got for this video. Again, I'm proud of myself for continuing to post. But I actually really like this. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Hasta la vista. BYE. All that.